In game man, man by my quiet when you're behind the Jenny, you man, you're a good when you're empty, you're the Dominion, and little Cognari, by my quiet little putting a good dinner ding, a little Cognari, by my quiet little packet a good dinner ding, a little pill, when the end of the thing, and a pure can you can pajama long, when you run a thing, and a pure can you can pajama long, in Canada man. Man by my quiet when you're about the Jenny, you man, you're a good when you're empty, you're the Dominion, and little Cognari, by my quiet and little putting a good dinner ding, and little Cognari, by my quiet and little packet a good dinner ding, and I feel you making a take along, one damn it, pure dread, the Jackaroy, then a yellow where I'm going to come back. I love you near the Gwen Tondi. When the Instagram shop, that wouldn't jalebe. Yana wouldn't ban you, Puni Cholmana. And little Cognari, by my Quajandiro, could sing a good dinner ding. And little Cognari, by my Quajandiro, Pagan a good dinner ding. And little Cognari, by my Quajandiro, could sing a good dinner ding. And little Cognari, by my Quajandiro, Pagan a good dinner ding. And little Cognari gin candiara miro and behind the hell than a ring of your not only the Bible who ban the end of my jam on by the little pure to the big yard taking you loy at them would you down and my jam on your thing loy jaw I jagal quit your god Manaluela door Yan pala to $5 I get it.
baja you.
Laya tori ari yolto. You queen of the world, boy, Jitali make a janyang you, bande ni juror.
Laya tori la nong yul kara baja you.
Laya tori ari yolto. You queen of the world, boy, Jitali make a janyang you, bande ni juror.
Panda bol duku pandan jori hotel kunyan kon ko dai te lui pin walk and ben wario ka bwati pargo manero kului kunya beben kemukol to gaduken kutu yiza guten na pargo weran to kana wepatoni ani jam ye boda chito namdu ku piondu kaya ber ku kichoy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wain jarum dum piondu kaya ber rere boy wuto ati moru malwel moda wan kiye kor biloi panda bol duku pandan jori hotel kunyan kon ko dai te lui pin walk and ben wario ka bwati pargo manero
ane atira ye manitino ane maniko na kwach ye ane atira ye manitino ane maniko na kwach pan la tonyo ane maniko na kwach pani ner jor ane maniko na kwach zenga badengala ane maniko na kwach kuzeng yalo ekiri kon na kwach ene kiri yemi chache koriyem panda makwacha miarwe panito usi ene kiri yemi chache koriyem panda makwacha miarwe
we with the we copy and you name and cow chan chabela do Australian TV Bor community TV but jam one week man cow and work about my academic research and the other head and chabana chakur tek chabani ben yen one kan the china ben dia kind of thing so man aya le chinongen in cái chok đấy in my path ku jola team Bor community TV in Australia we cha be le jare da chan interview war cha play the GM work human development a cha be ping a cha ni no be la ping ya ku bating yung chin to wai ku bating yung de cha luel differently ku ba ya learn from ke cha luel ku ba ya reflect on it so cha le ki ko wa cheneri ya ni jam de ni ban ka we no work ya college no we ko to Australia kayen it's about my dissertation research in a law man in ka jam man ka ku ke ku closer to home ku closer to us in ka chabe ku ka make kind of topic then was human development theory in human capital theory chi wa jam tina re one ma pa interview rungwar be bre air war chair earlier this week which basically says human capital theory jam kulien the best assets or the best resources to buy I call it the pan ke kai the best resources to buy ke kai bi pan la twing ba ya pan ko de and the way you develop that human capital be educated be in the right kind of education in a core pan in a core society in a kain ba jala twing and so I cannot call a pan ku jol ka be educated ku jol ka their education jol ka youth be could develop personally with my economic education and can benefit personally one of my family ku bear community da kirman pa na Bor bear benefit ku be la South Sudan be benefit a good America benefit a good society jala benefit and life and so in human capital theory in a nutshell ku ka chi wa jam tin one of my part last year when get war chere now but connect in my research ke my research dissertation research is focusing on us especially Court of America and Kwaba deal expand when I do the next research project because deal include Court of Canada because deal include Court of Australia good Court of South Sudan and that is basically focusing on post-college career socioeconomic and social status outcomes of the lost boys and lost girls of Sudan that have acquired at least a bachelor's degree from an American college or American university. Actually limited to America, we audience went to Australia about explaining a little bit young and we excluded. In my dissertation research in a nutshell. Now, this idea of education, because children then become educated, project, I think is getting close to 40 years. Idea. When the idea on Jorwa Bai in 1987. A case school. Cock educated. The Chinaka education. ke ka ba ya leaders of tomorrow chin tomorrow the en ke to what in man walk oka ke ka ba leaders of tomorrow in ke the idea Quran ke la piet other than kwala manyang juk ben kwal at that time and there were quality ke na articulate a piet where kwala liu and of course ben garan so that was the theory koka ba pure na jika pure mia they will enter into various fields can be an engineer, can be an economist, can be an accountant, can be a doctor, can be all those fields, name them. Now, chi jal pionia, a cake of a jal do could be by jala develop, the cheddar by baby. Again, this is still human capital theory. Your people, you develop them, you educate them, you give them the right kind of education, and then send them into the society to actually develop the society and get the theory. So that theory has been implemented. We went into Ethiopia and a deal to Kulio to a deal, make him a school, but schools regardless. Because Karaba, because Ben, Kenya, very the same education, very resume a good number of art below high school, Kena high school, told Kuliam Yalit, Leo, they'll be banned by it in America. Kulio they'll be Kokala Canada, Kulio they'll be Kokala Australia. The same idea, the same belief in education. And once I'm educated, then I will make a difference in my own life and in the life of community. Persist. He is still consistently focused on that. In America, USA, when it's your culture Canada, when it's your culture Australia, of course, not when Ken law, culture law, they also build wealth. But I know a number of people that include somebody like me, you know what, we will have to continue with that education. Now that we have finished high school, or an high school, high school, or GED, or later community college, I'm just talking specifically about the US. And then the same people went to colleges meaning universities. I took in various fields, kene law, tolin bachelor degree kene law lawyer, Louis Butcher Cole. Kene I continue below into graduate school, but master's degree below, kene law up to be PhDs, below, kene law professional schools. They are doctors, the degrees you in professional fields when they are professional fields. So that population, till in America, at least college education, meaning at least bachelor's degree and above. You would make the same argument in Canada. Although Canada Ali, I just don't America. Australia. When you look at the at least a bachelor's degree in Canada, and the same in Australia. So that generation then took a lot. And now generation when next year about 12th grade about jama. So the next generation of the goal already. So what is my research? My research, my background, taban different things such as I study. I have a degree in economics. I have a degree in political science. I have a master's degree in business administration. I have a master's degree in government. And now I'm pursuing a PhD right now. In economic of education, a transdisciplinary field at the intersection of economic, Kujola education in my PhD, focusing using human capital theory to look at when human being is developed, educated, what do they do with that education? The other branch and I focus on too in my doctoral education, education finance, public education finance. Education is funded at it. What is the funding model in education in a funded? And what is the reward? What is the return on investment out of that expenditure on education? I could have done my research in that area, and I have the data. I even published in that area already. Chatting on I decided, but my dissertation by focus on these people, culture lost boys of Sudan and lost girls of Sudan. To Ben America can now run at least a bachelor's degree. And I'm basically looking at three elements. With their education, three elements. One is the career outcomes, occupational outcomes. One area. I'm also looking at socio-economic outcome. Career outcome is what it is. University of Vermont, Harvard University is now at the University of Vermont. A career outcome. Then I'm also looking at socio-economic outcomes. What has that education done to improve your life socio-economically? One element. The third element is actually to look at social outcome, social status outcome. How has that education actually improved your social standing within your community and within your country, and at the society level? And this is now is more subjective because I'm looking at your own perception. So these are the three elements we can cover in my dissertation research, focusing on lost boys of Sudan who resettle in the US, and of course lost girls of Sudan who resettle in the US and have acquired at least a bachelor's degree from an American college or university. This is a little limited because sometimes you have to be careful with your dissertation because a chikurba bagwo liu no marid bedira red ekalatiai kwa chikurba limited red generalizability your finding eka korea so ye korba betachiel so I can decide by a focus on college in America with at least a bachelor's degree. And then with future research kept on and on and on. Pick up. Then I may include Coachella Canada. I may include Coachella Australia. I may include other immigrants. I may even include Coachella College, compare their outcomes. I may include other immigrants. I may include Coach Dongba. It could be a lifetime project, by the way, to researcher. So this is how I have limited it. Why did I do that? Because many be work America, little work about local Kenya, Boko America, local Canada, local Australia. A lot of his stories have been told about us. I could call you about us, including our passion in education. But nobody has done an empirical research, and I'm speaking specifically to America. Nobody has actually done an empirical research on this population. This is what they have accomplished with their education. This is what education has done to improve their life. This is what I have found. This is what education has done to actually improve their social standing. And it turns out to be a good opening because and you can publish things, kind of thing. So I made a case to my dissertation committee kujo the University of Vermont Institutional Review Board, and they actually approved it, and they found it to be one of the compelling research areas the Birana focus on. So in the and I launched my data collection a few weeks ago, and the data you ban from people are unbelievable. What I am seeing quantitatively, your qualitative.
Kene TV the board pan Australia which a model ko dai wo dia banya ko la go ka kan tem tok but alan kira nyuot ne na chi introduction na chi loy ko ka dai de ke kyu ka nim don won gol banya ko la go ko ja ke liere ko ja ke tero now ko ja ga de yi te dro yi te tem ko ka diang to no a ke jam wo tine ko le ka ta pa na che a che tong ti di to wo jam ke tong ku wache jam ku won ci research pet ku ci data ci gor ku ci ngade ci ga garpin percentage ci ga garpin na jam kini jam le percentage ci ga garpin kin jam percentage take loy ki jam bena ko la go ka nin ka ku jam wati nin ka ne TV bori ela tong na panda en ka jam wati ku la tong na panda atora na tatina red ki jam bena ko la go mi dare ni jora ke gona aka jot ke ni rin ka sukun kuri non jora ke e bu mun ma pya a result de ke jalben on jor ko na ko kor ke kaya ko dir man o ke kaya remeruna bay mana to na ka chet ke loy banya ko la go ke research ki loy a chan ko ci biya jam ka ni lazima dilang data balang figures a good to bin outcome ba jal bebe banya ko la go research ki loy mis kwon ci la USA en ka loy en ke ye feel indi ci ka banbe waler ka sukuli je ngala sukul pionde jamar ka de ino le jama dunne no kor e jamar ka de ka ci ke koti ku ka ci ngir research loitin ku ka ci jala understand man ne pichi wa pi bo ko ni de ko way mi ka monjang bo ko ni de ko way bor ku yo ngole bedil loy work individual ku ngole bedil loy panda kana tem to nya e bi jala ne detail man jala ne detail ne research ne ci loy ku ka ci bran jamanum ay rama nga jamanum le hay wadi pi America wadi pi Australia wala chadar wala lakini kore a practical research ku ba ci jam ne jik ni ne good data ku research ta bi na la rande ba ben mia ke ka ber ba lanto banya ko la gongom abu de ko ban ci back banyakol imijala twengo na detail ko
Thank you, Mapat.
Nala ralang question the jalgor lan banyakin to ne explanation that why nga chiwa interrupted ko kay gutem bu ko ka page ban bu ko chonim dol na ci jal to kala la question dun to ka ba jalgor en ga chog yenen kaman to kon woga da well protected ani ko la go re ya bandon we mi ke USA kuran tia banya nay ka ila jori go anay ni ran tin go ba nyar ka lu le yin yara na ban lekin war kiro do banya bo Kuka korba ke chonim tuen krano ne de go yinu nyin kenon chen ke
yin
yikor
ga tiyata
gor fa we scientist or we ko ni kangare ta karba jal ne bani ko ba ko nyin num don ku pal ka ba nan ba ni ran ban le yotti fa tina ba pol ke we ina asset pan bo la tuen ba ko.
Thank you, my path. Yes, incha lejare chaba yenda man bo de piu. So balon research, yes, ke kar balwel. Chiana to kana lo research even Australia ter no ko bi research lo on our population. And by the way, ma jong wood yo ga tin ke ke lu data collect dissertation day in public health. I strongly encourage you, but data bagam empirical research is very important, and especially Nachiran to very closer to home. With data, because academic research diamond, whoever the data gam is protected institutionally and legally, so you are protected. No cause we published already in Australia and even America kind of thing. So it is not just me who is focusing on our population. No cause we I just can focus on the intersection of economic and education. You can learn my research. So, but do yes, I have been collecting the data. The data is coming through both quantitatively, qualitatively. I'll explain a little bit. Naira and America die ku can survey there, can feel ke kaba close next week in Kabenti. Kubaya report back to the university institutional review board with the data chaban. So now can do gam kabay you are protected human war channel will on my wall kujiman war channel will on sawa network interview the war one garanga kana quad. So my appeal to you can wake out to America we lost boys lost girls of Sudan with at least a bachelor's degree and yes, in Kekatin card, but you can be for Banlo into the detail. I just circulated in Konang and contact with a Chiko Chaket to a Kegachibella circulated here. And the data that I am seeing, we could die, is unbelievable. I cannot wait to analyze Kubajarwaida because it's unbelievable what this group has accomplished. It's unbelievable. In ke level will kene so yes the dala kena or na ji jaltumia ke jallo bi ke public can be jala do on this show with jami muchayo. I'm just kind of preliminarily looking at the data right now. So what was the research? What were the questions? The questions I captured in 3 areas when Chakalwin in academic research, there are different ways of doing research. Empirical research, scientific research, because it is scientific. Otherwise, it's empirical research. What you do is you
Ke lwela ke banyin la badila tuen gure langali sometime ke ban na chana lwela ne ku lwela yena la welko chira lwela tong jeng a chan tong jeng a dialogue a language ku ka chima the word research na lwela tong jeng ka chilo ka ni ala ba lwela tong langali ka ilo ka ni binu yen alang detail ken tin ko alang tiene piang tin lekina lwela ngade a lwela tong jeng ka chira ngade ka chira ping fa please go with the English and ngadi I can copy in that to akwa ju pi ka pingen where I can in ka lot anke fa
thank you. Okay, thank you.
Le dila ene jam de zato ko ba mar ka to ji
so yeah so the way the research channel designs in the way and this is what people do call research is among different research among qualitative research anong quantitative research anong mixed method research anong even yi kede chole embedded ethnography a research rod e kiro mar bala rewa ko chi ko wajat ko non e lobby la rewa ko chir manon mo indane jon chilo pale on era ni di chol put mabor ko chir man wari ko jo kwara ra ne la lo la rewa ko but actually lo research e ke chol ethnography can another form of research even single case research at all le bara an chir man ma pass ba ne say lo e lo ba ka public ku ke yen to ya at all some people are qualitative researchers. Some are quantitative researchers. When we talk a mixed methodologies, we do mixed method research. Here are quantitative to qualitative data you can collected could be together. Naked research methods ki kadia na loy quantitative research can you focus on that could do analyze could publish. Now, low qualitative, can you focus on that? In get you now low mixed method, can you are doing actually both anything. Mixed method tend to be the hardest because the low mean quantitative data but collected. Can a questionnaires who can get design a yet to answer your research question in the qualitative data level collect. Quantitative data collect analyze separately because you have to. Kujalga bay together now look bay together like bobu chilu you communicate. And then you can bigo ku story pia chingipia nyoka. Sometime when that happened in Beldubi, ku better question, ku better get it fine. So I call with a key dialogue I have, but for me I have chosen the mixed method in a law. Because I have your yen population then the way you get camera you can want to bank and work no at least a bachelor's degree America could you focus on quantitative data itself a little bit descriptive statistical analysis a little below could very inferential statistical analysis below this is what I have seen. Now, qualitative data, you can be missing a big part of the story. So I felt like learning quantitative data, but collected, which I have done. Learning qualitative data, I have the chat from the same people, but collected, which I have done. Could analyze separately. It's all mixed convergent, mixed method research design in Kekadia. Then you analyze them separately. Put your back together. You even make some themes here. In preliminary quantitative result here. But look at your thinker. When you get your qualitative result, then but look at your thinker. Put your back together with your meta inferences. You'll be below again. But you look at your thinker, big picture. So what am I collecting quantitatively? In order to collect a quantitative data, but collect, okay, you have to make sure that research tool. You have to either make sure that it is already a validated research tool. When you validate it, you test scientifically already. And so now lot data log collect with that validated research tool. Laying data log collected, you either use already validated tool or you design your own tools. Kuberge can validate those tools. Achan measure in Luke measure. Could you be implement in the research to be low? Now, validation of new research tool is celebrated dissertation or PhD be actual doctor. Validation of tool, research tool. So I decided not to do that. which a lawyer already validated tools. Okay, you tested already. Okay, quantitative data collected. So I'm collecting occupational data using already validated socioeconomic tools. So you are a doctor, you are a doctor. You are an engineer, you are an engineer. You are a professor, you are a professor. You are a teacher, you are a teacher. So I have already collected that, and maybe some will come through again. And based those occupational data itself, they have been, there is a tool already, an occupational socioeconomic status tool. You tested already the point, occupational point you can assign to each occupation. For example, now a surgeon or a physician, a doctor, you know 100 out of 100 points. Then you tested already. You are the China well, the China survey, the China complete with a doctor. So you already get that 100 points. Run talk. Really, what kind of occupation on top? So I'm collecting occupational data on every single person that has completed the survey, the population in winter. And those are getting their occupational point based on their occupation. This is not me doing it. It is already a validated tool. Can collected. And I have already done that. The next thing is income. Your own income. I'm using a survey range validated tool that can if you are making between 15 to 25,000, so you check off this category. So it gives me a sense of where you learn. Where do you learn income-wise? Again, a validated tool. And then there is a composite score that you get based on income range cumulative, another quantitative data. The last quantitative data, which is the subjective now, but also a validated tool, is a tool called MacArthur. MacArthur is scale of subjective status tool. We envy a lawyer, this is the ladder. Ladder, I can you in any year. I don't can get here in the year being balonialia. I don't can get here. So, non and coach survey the young already got your team. I better might say this is the ladder. By goal pinit, by the balonial number 10. Now, to number 10, the most money, in the best education, in the respected job. Now, top number 1, in the least money, maybe in Lawyer, maybe in well. And so I basically say this is the ladder based on where you are now in your community and in the society, in the country. Can they loom you on this ladder? Yet again a validated tool. So coach survey the young a check of number 10 or a check of number 1 or number 5. So these are the 3 quantitative data those collect using those validated tools. And then it is easy to run regression analysis. It's easy to run correlation. It's easy to do descriptive statistical analysis. It's just straightforward. So that I can collected already, and it is still coming through. On the qualitative side, I am basically coming and asking you now qualitative data in validated tool you use you kind of design your question, and of course, reviewed by your committee to make sure that the qualitative question they are actually answering your research question. So what I did with the qualitative data is to basically ask you, in what way has education, based on the toy in what way has education shaped your career, shaped your job? In what way has education shaped your income? And again, you have to, even the research question itself, a year teach in a way that it sound neutral. Otherwise, now could you constructed can you lure and forth answer by answer court in a court? What scientific research so yes, in what way has education improved your occupation? In what way has education not improved, actually shape the word shape and neutral, shape your education? In what way has your education shape your income? And then go back to again, what are the other underlying factors? Now this kind of qualitative question are now putting the human capital theory into test. Ye kokir kango. Kacha kege experience min talk in college your job affected in terms of the contextual factors or underlying factors in get of the command. In what way you're intersecting minority identity in Ranchol, in a moj, in Yaman, you are not a native English speaker. In what way those kind of intersecting minority identities your career share. And so you analyze these qualitative data and you will come up with the theme. You do the descriptive statistical analysis and impression statistical analysis with quantitative data, and then you bring it together, and then it will tell you and so at the end of the research, when Gabiato Jamdia can Kubema Patbeladu, Bajal can wrap up. At the end of the research, we will have a very good a picture of how this group has done since they got out of college. And already looking at myself, and it took in December of 2005, and I know almost 18, 19 since I learned my bachelor's degree. So it's a very long time. 9 years, this on 2005, so it will tell a story of what has this group done with their education and how education has shaped their post-college career, socioeconomic and social status outcomes. And I think that is a very important research, the first of its kind below on this group. And I think that I know I am very confident something will be published out of this research. Now, why is it important? It is important because then we know who do we have in America and possibly in Canada and in Australia that has the expertise. We know that. In the case of if somebody is, let me give an example of US. If somebody is a lawyer, this person went to law school. Okay, went to the best law school in the US and got a JD, meaning a law degree. Law school, America, a law in Kanang bachelor's degree in something else with your law school. But doctor of jurisprudence, I'm just giving an example. So you are a you are a lawyer. You got your bachelor's degree, you went to law school, you got a JD, and then you sat for the bar exam and you pass your bar exam. So you are actually licensed to practice law. But for whatever reason, you are not in the legal practice. In other words, in the field of queening, or that you are not actually using your degree, then not only are you questioning human capital theory, you then begin to raise questions, empirical questions within research about why that is the case. This Ran has done everything. Educate himself, got the best degree, did the professional certification exam in a bar exam, like a licensed lawyer. But for whatever reason, he is not practicing in that field. What are the factors that are affecting that person? Now, in that sense, now actually the academic research is actually shaping the policy debate here in the US. Why that is the case? Could be corrected at them. A Chandra can be able to practice in his or her profession. In my research, and I'm so happy about it. Since we're in Garland, my dissertation research, some people were shocked. We thought that I call a PhD. Why? So, and in PhD and began PhD after this. Reason, yes, I was probably among the first people with a bachelor's degree told Biden among the lost boys, and as soon as I got out, I actually got accepted in a PhD program, Duke University, when you Duke, with full funding. But I can below because Antibiara and the family on Manding had the opportunity. But can't for 6 years, good below graduate school. Very important decision. Chandra lawyer, and then of course, Bello graduate school. Pala Boson, Kula Dubai, and then Kula Banyapan board. So I don't think that kind of a PhD law can be Banyapan board. It's a lot already. Teen Banyapan board, I don't think them do need big enough. But so Kula Martin. So I did not and can below PhD program a good below Banyapan board gam in 2019. Aja gamben pan boga be jagol kwato le mane yene ke tene so anchi I don't have a PhD, but then if at the university level you don't need a PhD. And even somebody with a bachelor's degree and a PhD at the university level, you just need to know your stuff. But yes, of course, and began PhD man after this. Yin get the card, but you are yin by my pass. And I need to go to the family level a little bit. Wake up in years. Law late walk up budget. The German specifically, you're talking about part. The German specifically level upon board. You live on the screen. A K by benefit affected by benefit love. So, okay, I got a little 10. Walk at your love, but what with the Metka Packet Yak Victoria Kim Machar, a Bella Abenda Iran one walk. Could you lie, Wari Chakero, Jungro, could you labiar? So I thought I would mention that in my past, Bajal, hand over to you. Non and Kabakati or non Kabake Bakek narrated. Thank you.
Yes.